Let's go to example 2. The following diagram shows the curve y equals a cosine b x plus c plus d, where a, b, c, d are all positive constants. The curve has a maximum point at 1, 3.5, and a minimum point at 2, 0.5. Find the value of d. 1, 3.5, 2, 0.5. Midline is this d. Vertical translation is the midline. Y equals d equals midpoint between maximum and minimum. 3.5 plus 0.5 over 2 equals 2. Y equals 2. Amplitude is half the vertical distance between maximum and minimum, equals 1.5, which means from this midline to the maximum, the distance is 1.5. D equals 2. From given information, we know this A is positive. So A equals positive 1.5. Second step, we will figure out period. Period equals double the horizontal distance between maximum and minimum points. 2 minus 1 equals 2 times the absolute value of 2 minus 1 equals 2. So this B equals 2 pi over 2 equals pi. B equals pi. Find the smallest possible value of C. This C is a horizontal translation. Since C is positive, then positive C is positive, which means there is a horizontal translation to the left. The starting point is on the left side of the y-axis. Since A is positive cosine x, the graph like this. On the left side of y-axis, it's here. This is the starting point. We look for the x coordinate of this starting point. X coordinate is -1, but here C is positive, which means C equals 1. B. Use alternate form to express the functions. In the previous question, we already figured out midline y equals 2. In this function, C is midline. Midline is the vertical translation. Therefore, C equals 2. And a period won't change. We already figured out B equals pi. Since there is no horizontal translation, which means the starting point is on the y-axis. On the y-axis, this is the starting point. Let's draw the pattern. It's a negative cosine pattern. which means this A is negative. We already figured out the amplitude of this function is 1.5. Therefore, A equals negative 1.5. Question 3. Write sine or cosine function from the graph. A, f of x equals a cosine bx plus c. We are given the coordinates for maximum point and minimum point. 0, 5 to -1. Using this formula to figure out midline. C is a midline. Midline means vertical translation. Y equals C equals 5 plus -1 over 2 equals 2. Let's draw the midline. Y equals 2. We can also figure out amplitude, half of the vertical distance between maximum and minimum points. 5 minus -1 over 2 equals 3. The period is double the horizontal distance between the maximum and minimum point. 0 minus 2 equals 4. So we get B equals 2 pi over 4 equals pi over 2. So for this B equals 2 pi over 4 equals pi over 2. B equals pi over 2. C is 2. We got the amplitude equals 3. We need to decide the sign for this A. No horizontal translation, which means the starting point or new origin is on y-axis. Let's draw the pattern. Pattern is a positive cosine x, which means this A is a positive, so A equals 3. Let's go to B. G of x equals A sine B, x minus C plus D. A is a negative, C is a positive. From the previous question, we already figured out midline is a 2. In this function, D is a midline. D equals 2. Previous question, we already figured out B is a pi over 2. Since A is a negative, we do know amplitude equals 3. According to this given information, A equals -3. Then try to find this C. C is positive, then -C is negative. Insider is a liar. We have a horizontal translation to the right, which means the starting point is on the right side of this y-axis. We need to find negative sine x pattern. Start from midline, go down, go up, then go down. So pattern is like this. From midline, this is a starting point. We need to find this x coordinate. Since C is a positive, so we get C equals positive 1. Let's go to C. F of x equals A cosine bx minus c plus d. A is a negative, C is negative. From previous question, we already got midline equals 2. B is pi over 2. A, from this given information, we know A equals negative 3 because amplitude is a positive 3. Since A is a negative cosine x, negative cosine pattern will be something like this. Get started from minimum. Since C is negative C is positive, inside is linear. We have a horizontal translation to the left. You need to figure out the starting point on the left side of y-axis. Then draw this pattern. Let's extend this graph. So this will be negative 1, negative 2, and negative 3. Then go to midline. Go here is a minimum point. Draw the pattern, minimum point. So we can sketch the graph like this. This is the starting point, negative 1, negative 2. C is a negative, therefore C equals negative 2.